Rutgers University parking app solution, and right below is the source that I'll be using to discuss further in the presentation. But first, here's the proposal. So parking is a struggle at Rutgers University, it's true. I don't drive, but on the way to Hardenberg Hall on George Street at 5 p.m., the congestion is crazy. So what's the proposal? What can be done about this? Because as of right now, there's no really good solution. This is a proposal for an app that will utilize sensors for parking. And with this app, the sensors will work in tandem with each other, so they will be connected. And here's a proposal. A solution to this issue would be vehicle detection sensors and an app that correlates with the sensors. As seen in several parking garages, these sensors can detect when a car is not in the spot, showing a green light, and when there are cars present, showing a red light. It constantly updates and feeds into an app that has these spots highlighted. People can even input their commute locations so that the app automatically selects the spots closest to their destination. If it's Rutgers-based, one can add their parking pass so that only spots they are allowed to park in are highlighted. It has a software and social impact that will help people manage their time and guide people to parking spaces. And this will also be very helpful during events where there will be times of congestion on the road. So here are possible questions being raised. How will it handle a situation when users are trying to access the same spot at the same time? Or how about drivers that aren't using the app? 3, potential privacy concerns with the app, like will it be tracking location in real time? 4, how accurate will the sensors be? But I think most importantly is the psychology behind the app before even developing it. And this is the pressing question I'll be focusing on today. How do different groups of people, such as students, workers, visitors, experience and deal with the parking problem on a college campus or city area, or even like at some place like Rutgers now? What are their needs, their preferences, their expectations for a solution for parking now? And this is a study I will be delving into to answer some of these questions. The study is entitled An Exploratory Analysis of Human-Centric Issues in Parking Solutions Using Surveys and Mobile Parking App Reviews. This is a research paper conducted by Rui Li, Humphrey Obi, and I might butcher this, Kalajide. And here are their research questions that they seek to answer with their paper. 1. Considering different human-centric aspects, what are the differences between diverse people's experiences in parking difficulties? 2. What are common human-centric issues that are present in current parking apps? And 3. Are functional issues complaints by users related to human-centric issues? I'll be tackling all of these questions down, and by the end of this presentation, I'll be connecting it to the parking app, the proposed parking app. Okay, so an online survey analysis of user reviews of parking apps found that human-centric aspects such as emotions, gender, age, and parking preferences significantly impact parking difficulties. And developers need to consider these aspects to provide user experiences. And that was a brief summarization of the abstract. According to the paper, rapid population growth has caused a shortage in supply of parking spaces, creating complications for drivers. Previous studies placed emphasis on the technical implementation and optimization methods for parking solutions based on external factors to minimize parking difficulties. However, human-centric aspects that influence current parking difficulties are not sufficiently studied and understood in literature. Human-centric aspects refer to different personal characteristics such as age, gender, emotions, education, income, parking preferences, human values, and other values. So delving deeper into the study, there's an importance in taking consideration of these human-centric problems. And this is going to be relevant, of course, to create a parking app that will be of convenience to its users and not just like an inconvenience. Another quote from the study says that the total population who live in cities will increase over 65% in the next few decades. About 30% of traffic volume in cities is occupied by vehicle users trying to find available parking spaces, which is a pretty big number. So here are answers to the first research question, but before I explain the bullet points, I want to give you a little bit of information about the demographics that was used in this study. So about 84% of the population was Chinese. 65% of the of the people being surveyed were female and 34.9% of people were male. And here are the income demographics. 77.2% were low income, lower class, 13.2% were middle class, and 9.5% were high class. So most participants had negative feelings when they were searching for parking spaces, about 79.8%. And to break that down even further, 26.7% were annoyed, 18.9% were anxious, 16.4% were exhausted, 9.3% felt helpless, and 8.5% felt depressed. Only 17.4% felt calm, and 2.1% felt positive. That was the other 21%. They also found that younger people had spent greater than 10 minutes finding parking. And most participants, 75.1%, preferred off-street parking spaces, while 24.9% preferred the on-street parking spaces. The majority preferred free parking spaces over paid, which was 81%. And most participants preferred to find parking within 5 minutes of their location, while 58.2% were willing to walk 100 to 500 meters to their destination. Answers to the second research question. So they took the following categories: parking preferences and habits, emotion aspect, socioeconomic aspect, privacy and reliability, autonomy, compatibility, and inclusiveness. So, given these categories, this is what the researchers found. 1. Users complain about not being able to find or being unable to park at a specific place or time because of compatibility issues. 2. People will experience negative emotions when they encounter bugs in the parking apps, such as confusion, disappointment, and frustration, particularly when functions don't work like they should, or more specifically, if there's a bug in the payment system of the app. 3. User comments were made in regards to parking fees. Fines, refunds, and paid premium service were brought up as an issue, as well as excessive fees due to the bugs in the payment function, which was also brought up. And 4, users also expressed concern in regards to privacy and safety of their data, as well as the reliability of the parking app, such as delays in updates or inaccurate information. And 3, answers to the third research question. So user reviews of the apps were used to find this information that I'm about to give you. So the authors provided sections where users face issues with these apps: app pre-operation, searching, and online booking, payment function, UI and UX, app workflow, app information and notification, app operation efficiency, and feature request. Searching and online booking issue category discussed how the failed booking function made users experience negative emotion, which falls under the emotion aspect of the human-centric issue category. The payment function alone falls under the socioeconomic category, as paid premium services were mentioned in the past. And actually, it was mentioned 342 times, which is the most out of all the aforementioned topics. And the authors found that human-centric issues were mentioned 659 times, while all functionality issues were mentioned 1080 times in the reviews. As a result, the researchers found that the people who made these reviews helped the authors find out there was a link between this issue of human-centricness. And after giving you the answers to these questions, I want to give you the connection to our parking proposal. So, there's an importance in finding a parking spot efficiently. Recall that about 79.1% of people were either annoyed, anxious, exhausted, helpless feeling, or depressed when they struggled to find parking. And only about 19% of people, 21% of people felt positive emotion. So there's utmost importance in giving users the ability to find parking at a very fast rate. And since we're college students, I found importance in helping younger people find parking faster, because given that they take about 10 minutes every time to find parking, compared to older users in the study, I think that there should be some sort of priority there. 3, we should give users the choice and aid in them with helping with compatibility issues. Mentioned a few slides back, that compatibility issues were a big deal, or just not being able to find parking because of compatibility issues. So users should be given the choice to find parking preferences and spots that they like. A well-optimized app should be made, so that would mean an app that has little to no bugs, an app that is well made, an app that is functioning well, and its functions work, and as well as a well-optimized app. I think a well-optimized app can't be made without a section where users can provide feedback in the app, and hopefully this can help us find bugs we can iron out, or just any issues that we can potentially work on the fly. And I hope that as a result, all of this being done can help users have a happier experience. It can give users a well-optimized app, and as well as the ability to find parking very efficiently. And this is what we will strive to do with our proposed app for the parking proposal. We will make sure that users have a great experience, and hopefully using the study, we can ensure that. And I think that's the psychology behind it all that will help users just have a great time with the app, and hopefully it will make them happy, just like the smiley face. And that is my project presentation. Thank you so much for listening in.